What's up guys, Genius was here and I'm joined by Isaac Holmes.
Hello my fellow gamers.
And this is our second multiplayer battle, which we played with another one of our friends, Sunjetsu, who is absent at the moment.
He is moving currently. But
yeah,
he's playing as Macedonians.
Yep, I'm playing as the Suabies.
And I am the Carthaginians.
The 3v3 and we're versing another Carthaginian player and I believe 2 Roman players.
Indeed. We can go ahead and look at your army first.
Yep, so my army, I've got 4 noble riders, includes my general unit. I've got 2 longbow hunters, 4 sword masters, which is the basic sword infantry, and 2 Wodenaz spears. So I brought a very small but heavily upgraded army, which I like using. It's kind of like the German way. Check out your army now, Isaac.
Alright, I have 4 Libyan Peltas, 1 late Carthaginian hoplite, I believe 3 Carthaginian hoplites, and 4 late Libyan hoplites, my general's bodyguard, plus 2 Carthaginian cavalry and 2 noble cavalry, as well as 3 units of Libyan infantry that I have hidden in the forest. And we can look at the Macedonian army. You see lots of foot companions, 4 units of them. Let's see, 4 units Royal Peltas, 3 mercenary Cretan archers, and companion cavalry, Aspis cavalry. I believe that's it.
Yep. So Isaac's deployed in center and basically supporting Sunjetsu on the left, and I was gonna take my own way, but with a lot of help from Allies cavalry against this Carthaginian player who I believe was a bit of a novice. Kind of attacked pretty piecemeal. Gonna start the replay.
3, 2, 1. Alright.
Go.
So I'm gonna focus on your side because you did the most at the very beginning.
So I was basically trying to take advantage of this forest here and just trying to move up my troops, don't let it go out into view yet. The Carthaginian player was the first to advance and he was trying to take advantage of the forest as well. You guys were just moving up into kind of defense positions. Roman player.
We figured we'd let you attack first and take care of Carthage, then we could do 3v2 against Rome, effectively.
Yep. So with this Macedonian and Carthaginian setup, it's pretty defense-based. My Suabi army is pretty mobile on the other side, so I had to take kind of the initiative. Hence, here comes the Carthaginians, and they have mercenary Iberian cavalry and 1 unit of Carthaginian cavalry. So not a terrible cavalry composition, but certainly could do better. Their infantry complement consisted of some sacred band, Libyan infantry, some Balearic slingers and Libyan peltas. I focused all my cavalry on my right flank. As you can see, they launched a cavalry charge into the forest, which I had to counterattack.
Indeed. Of course, on my screen, oh, there they go. Thought the replay was a bit corrupted there for a second.
So my noble riders are basically very heavy melee cavalry, so they can take apart this Carthaginian cavalry pretty effectively. The only effective unit I would say is probably the Carthaginian cavalry, but they basically had a lot of mercenary Iberian cavalry, which are great against noble riders. I didn't really want to expose my infantry at this moment, but I saw the Carthaginians were advancing. Sacred bands, which would have been pretty lethal towards my cav.
Oh yeah,
bring
you
up my
definitely don't want
archers.
them in that fight.
Yeah. Being to use some flaming arrows, as well as using some intimidation tactics from my generals to dwindle this Carthaginian cavalry.
So you like using the warrior general for barbarians, right?
Yep. Generally, with the barbarian factions, you'll find that your general gets into a lot of fights on his own right. Can't really play passive with it, so generally speaking, the warrior skill type for the barbarian general is pretty effective. And here are my sword masters. Get into contact with the sacred band.
Yeah, those javelins that they threw in killed absolutely no one at the very beginning. He actually goes into square formation.
Yeah, which is weird.
Interesting decision. I guess he does want to be outflanked, I guess?
I don't think they're even in phalanx formation. No, they're not. That's why they're losing the fight.
Yeah, that's probably wasn't the best idea. And here your spears are coming in against the Carthaginian cavalry. So
Yep, got my wooden ass spears. It looks like your noble cavalry is attacking their rear pale thrust.
yes, it was
Skirmish
the point in
units.
time where we decided to go ahead and take care of the skirmish units. So I've rushed in all my guys. And those
So
guys
here is when
break
I
quite
retreated
easily.
my noble riders out of the main cavalry fight after their majority of the cavalry routed, but they committed some sacred band, so I just retreated out of the way there. And I decided to take my spears onto the sacred band and do some hammer and anvil. Looks like the Roman player committed one of his Praetorian cav as well.
Indeed, that's over here taking on my cavalry, I believe.
Yep. They still have a unit of their general bodyguard, so I was trying to charge my longbow hunters here, but ended up taking a rear charge on those sword masters, which I fortunately had 2 units of them, so I could turn around 1 unit to face those general unit. Looks like on the far left, Sun Jutsu has committed his companion cavalry to take on the gladiators.
He was actually planning to take care of all these archers that one of the Rome players has decided to use, but he got caught in some of these gladiators. But he is withdrawing his units. Probably a wise idea. And
The
wow, that
Romans
guy
in a
just
very
got knocked off his horse by a
self-defensive
shield.
position. Wow, one of the companions were routing, but luckily they turned back, which would have been pretty surprising if they went the full route. Here those sacred bands finally rout in the center, finally had enough, and it's basically cleaning house with the opponent's Carthaginian army.
Yeah, it's about time these guys routed. Well, I mean, they're just wavering on my screen, and they're completely surrounded.
Pretty tough though, can't blame Sacred Band, they're very tough infantry.
Yeah, they're actually
And,
still here for me.
Oh wow, yeah, this...
Oh, there you decided to go ahead.
Yeah, recommit and
How
wavering
many's
again.
left?
They should
Yeah,
shadow.
only 36 guys. They're still here, which is amazing. Shows how tough they are.
Alright, now they shadow. Alright, now basically my army was full tired as now, so I had to rest them up and reconsolidate, and basically the main fight was going to start with you guys.
I'm still taking on this Praetorian cav.
Sunjitsu has committed some of his previous companions.
Yeah,
Over
very
here.
depleted.
Now the Praetorians are very tough cavalry.
Indeed. Because that's actually some of my other units. He actually routed some of my noble cavalry.
Very grueling cavalry fight, but here comes the Macedonian reinforcements. Should stem the tide. Now they're wavering.
And there they go, finally routing. So this is the point in time where me and, or Sunjitsu and I decide to go ahead and move forward and try and entice Rome to attack.
Yep, I see you guys moving your armies. Trying to enter kind of like a triangular box. Trying to close them in. Like Battle of Cannae style, if I recall.
Indeed, we were planning that actually.
See, the Roman player, can't really tell, because there's two Roman players here, so I can't really tell who's who, but you got 2 units of Triarii back there, and basically the entire infantry complement was Praetorian Guards. Gladiators. Very interesting. Got some war dogs as well, which is interesting to see.
Yeah, he already used those, and they walked right into the spears. You can see all their dead corpses. I don't think they got a single kill. No, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
But if you're an animal lover, you should probably look away.
Come on!
So the battle has gone pretty static at the moment.
Yeah. At this point in time, we just kind of reshuffle everything. Kind of decide what to do.
Now I begin re-advancing again. Most of my units are exhausted. I've only got 1 unit that is fresh. One of those sword masters. And the spears still pretty fresh, and the archers, but my cavalry complement is pretty much dwindled down to still 4 units, but very depleted. Guess our entire cavalry complement is depleted. Like the Roman players are bringing up their skirmish units, Syrian archers, slingers.
And they actually took a shot from some of Sunjitsu's archers, and they killed only 1 guy, which was the standard bearer.
Wow, must have been a lucky shot.
Yeah, that was a really good shot. One of the most important people. And here is kind of a bad mistake on my part. I try to use my cavalry and go after the archers and whatnot that are in front, but my opponent kind of sees it. You can see I'm kind of moving my cavalry over. I was hoping my opponent would not realize what's going on.
You're charging now those archers, but then
He pulls them
put
back.
one of their into the Praetorian Guard line.
For the people of Carthage!
Worth a try.
Yeah. I figured we had enough cavalry. Ooh. This one unit
Damn.
took quite a few javelins from that Praetorian Guard. And they're gonna get caught and rout pretty quickly. But at least 1 unit gets in here and starts taking on some of the archers. Eventually.
So now you're committing your entire army now. And I'm moving up my army, but they're still pretty slow.
Yeah, I almost forgot my 3 units of Libyan infantry all the way in the back. I had to rush them up. And they were actually hidden, so they were just walking at the very beginning.
Here we go, the main fight's starting. Like, foot companions from Sunjitsu. Pretty decent pike infantry.
Oh yeah.
Taking on some Syrian archers, so
I don't think he
got
was
some
in
Triarii there.
phalanx formation. There he finally puts them in phalanx. So they put down their pikes just in time. And here I'm engaging my opponent.
Quite a mess of a fight in the middle. And yeah, basically the goal was for you guys to try to pin them down in the front while I try to take on their rear, but I'm a bit lagging behind. I'm still taking army through this forest. You can see in their rear, Jetsu's companion cows taking care of those remaining war dog units. They do have a Praetorian Guard and a Triara unit in the rear. Here come your Libyan infantry.
Yeah, it's up against those gladiators. And a lot of my hoplites were actually losing, so I had to use some of my peltas to get in here, take them on. Here the Roman's general bodyguard breaks through and attacks my peltas as well. Pretty risky maneuver to break through like that, but I guess he saw an opening. This guy's just standing here. Yeah, there goes some of my late Libyan hoplites.
And you realize later in the battle, but those Praetorian guards just hold out for so long.
Oh yeah.
Here come my units here. I'm rushing them out now with their last stamina that they have left. All of them are basically exhausted at this point, but trying to take advantage of this opening in the rear. See, they have next to no units. Basically charge my cavalry in. My cav here, gonna do some hammer and anvil. That Praetorian guard line, as well as taking care of these archers.
And here you can see just how well these Praetorian guards hold up, taking all this peltas fire, and they knocked out some of my units. Now going up against some more late Carthaginian hoplites and a unit of foot companions.
Now I'm committing my sword masters, try to turn the tide. My cavalry took a beating from those charging those Praetorians actually. And my spears into more sword masters, and then take on this last Triara unit in the line here, which Sunjetsu has basically smashed the other Roman player at this point. My longbow hunters pouring some flaming arrow fire.
Don't let the men see any weakness.
I do love how popping a banner affects all my allies near me. Don't know if you saw that on the right flank in this giant blob fight.
Yeah, I'm
I think
watching
that's
my
quite nice.
sword masters breaking through the Triara here. And that was the end, and like it's another glitch which shows another close defeat for us.
Huh.
But in reality I think it was a close victory for us.
Indeed. And I'm zoomed in on a poor horseman that has about 5 javelins sticking through him, and he's still riding around. So that guy is very tough. But thank you guys for watching. Be sure to check out Chino's channel. The link will be down in the description. I'll catch you guys in the next chapter.